All right, I'm gonna mix up the ages as best as I can. I don't want it to be too like identifying, but this guy's a freshman in college. He's been dating the same girl for I don't know 3 years or so. His girlfriend's a few months older and attends the same college. He's been planning to move out his second year in college in either the dorms or into an apartment. He has enough income from work to cover the tuition in the dorm, and he feels like it's time to move out. So he wants to be on his own. I mentioned it to my girlfriend, and she said she'd be my roommate. I said I'd think about it, and she got upset at me and asked why I wasn't jumping on this opportunity. He's super scared, yet intrigued by the idea of her moving in. They've dated 3 years and they've never lived together. It seems like a massive step. Are there implications about getting married if we go in that direction? I'm not opposed to that eventually, but I feel like I'm way too young to think about that. Remember, he's 18. I'm afraid if I tell her I'm not ready that I'm going to hurt her. I wish we could demo living together, but it's not tenable at our parents' house. Do you have any advice? What would you do here? I'm just kind of afraid of not having my own free time, and the implications on the relationship would be if it doesn't work out.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's a bad idea. How close do they live together to each other now? Does he say that? Like?
I would say invite her over a few times.
They go to the
right?
same college, so same townish.
Yeah. So you got ready access to this person. If it's something where like I've been in situations where the person lives hours away, so it's like, oh yeah, you need to move in so we're closer to one another. But even then, there would be like a baby step where like she lived nearby for a couple of months. And let's make sure that like you staying at my house. Let's try a weekend. Stay here for the weekend, a 3-day weekend. All right, stay here all week, and let's just agree that at the end of the week you'll go back and we'll kind of decompress and see how we feel about this. There's a lot of stuff that comes up when you're living with someone. If you're just seeing someone 1 day a week, they get that best version of you, right? You're like, oh,
Yep.
give a smart mouth. Yeah, you perfect yourself. You clean your bedroom. Yeah, there's not a like a whole PC and like boxes of PC equipment sitting around, right? Like they get to see the best version of you that you've put on for them. And that's not disingenuous. That's just how dating works, right? But when someone moves in with you, now they get to see your day-to-day life. They get to see that maybe there's a dozen Coke cans occasionally stacked up in a pyramid by your PC.
Well, and the other way around, you get to see her without makeup, all dirty. And
No, you better make yourself up 24/7. When you go to bed, it's gonna be like a sitcom. You better have eyeshadow on. No,
Kyle's totally
seriously,
right,
you're,
though.
you're absolutely right. Yeah,
Yeah,
You
like
get to see the
her
full
initial
picture.
response to it was being frustrated at you for not immediately jumping on it, then that's a bad sign.
What's
Like-
bad about that sign? Because it tells me that she's just more serious than he is.
That's true, and I'm sure she's not doing anything maliciously. But for her to jump down his throat when he's like, "Yeah, I don't know," like it shows maybe she's over comfortable with her position currently.
Well,
She doesn't want to remain the girlfriend. She
Yeah.
If she wants to move in with you that bad that she got upset at you, dude, it's not a maybe if she's looking towards marriage or something permanent. She is. She
I think if you're-
absolutely is.
right? If you're having that conversation after 3 years, then you're probably not talking enough, first of all, because like, for example, me and my girlfriend, we live together, and when we're gonna have we have baby talk every now and then, or marriage talk, and we're on par. Like we know what we want, we know like the planning and when we want to do these things, right? And we haven't been dating for 3 years, right? So I feel like if you've been dating for 3 years and you haven't had a proper conversation yet with her about moving in together, then you should probably talk a little bit more with her, because
There might be a reason they're not talking. Like I'm guessing that maybe the reason he doesn't want to talk about marriage is that he knows she won't like his stance on it. Right? He says, "I'm not opposed."
That's why you should talk. Get that.
She's
fight.
avoiding it.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. You know what else makes sense
Argument.
is. Well, no, that's too presumptuous.
I think
I don't think you should
talk
do it.
more. They should just talk more.
Huh.
Maybe move in for a weekend and then a week, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll probably realize they don't know each other that well, or maybe they realize that they love each other a lot, and it's great.
Do you think just to get a little meta with this, do you think this guy would be writing in asking for advice if he really wanted to live with his girlfriend?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's
I
just
think
looking
he's
for a
looking
good way
for
to
a
get
good
out.
argument or a good rationale of why it's not a good idea. And I think you found it here. Like this isn't a good time to be doing that. Like
But-
you're getting way
Right.
too
Aren't
serious.
there
And-
a lot of guys who, I don't know, push away a good thing because they're naturally resistant to commitment, right? Like they've been together 3 years. He's 18 now. They met at 15. Like that's kind of like a childhood thing, right? Like if they're a fit,
It is.
he just backing off because he reflexively says no to anything commitment related?
I don't think so, because he's been with her for 3 years, so he's okay with the level of commitment. But keep in mind, dude, the person you are at 21 is not going to be the person you are at 18. The person she is at 21 is not going to be the person she is right now. And the same goes from 21 to 25. Like you're in a very amorphous time in your life where a lot's shifting, a lot's changing. You're just kind of finding your own. And for her to be this forward and actually getting upset with you at the age of 18 to not want to move in, it shows that this chick is ready for much more commitment. Like 18,
Which
that's
is-
young, dude. You
which
should
is
not be
another
living with a
thing,
girlfriend
right?
at 18.
When
Yeah,
I turned 18 or 19 and moved out, like if I had a girlfriend, I would have been like, "Yo, listen, this is not gonna work out because you're now finally really living your life, and this guy is going to college or university or something like that. He's gonna meet so many more girls instead of just the one he knew when he was 15 and got into this relationship. So most likely he's afraid because he knows she might not be the one, and he might meet somebody he feels better connected with. I don't know. Maybe he's just down to experiment. Maybe he's gay. Who knows, right? He's 18.
So
Doesn't see. Yeah, that wouldn't be fair to her if he's been gay for 3 years. But
Well, he's 18. Like, who knows?
Queb mentioned that they should talk more, and Taylor said you're going to change, and that ties into the way I used to talk with Jackie, right? We were dating. We met young. I was a freshman, and she was a sophomore in college, and she was ready to get married, and I was like, I want to see post-college you. Because when I started working during the day and going into school at night, I feel like I grew up a bunch. You are still a full-time student. So I don't know what you're going to be like when you hit the grown-up world. I want to see that version of Jackie because I predict that's your final form. And it kind of set like a timeline and such. So she was in the workforce, I don't know, for like, I guess it'd be whatever 6 or 9 months before I proposed, and then we were engaged for a year before we got married. So I got to meet adult version of Jackie beforehand. I just kind of agree with both of you.
Yeah, that's smart. Hey, one thing, with this girl specifically, make sure you're using condoms. I feel like this girl is ready to trap you real quick. I'm gonna make some big leaps here and guess that maybe your family has a little bit of
Make sure
money.
they're your condoms. Make sure you bring them and you have them with you. And you keep your eye on them and don't leave your wallet if you have them in your wallet, like on the couch when you're Netflixing.
Don't keep
and
them in your wallet.
You
Put
are
'em
not
in,
trustworthy people or trusting people.
And
But
just in
Kyle-
case.
sorry, go ahead, Queb.
No, that's all.
No, you're good.
No, that was all I wanted to say.
Take them straight from the safe
What?
to the to the
Don't store
sheets.
them. Look, you keep your condoms in a condom box or in one of those little plastic clippy things that they used to put Nintendo cartridges in. Like the Game Boy cartridges. Those little plastic things. Those are the perfect size. Don't put a condom in your wallet. It dries out. It goes bad. Then it's not nearly as foolproof as it normally is. And no, she doesn't bring condoms. You bring condoms. You always use a condom because she sounds like she's ready to lock your ass down. I'm just guessing and making huge presumptuous leaps here, but it seems like maybe you are the prize to be won, and she's trying to rope you down, my friend.
And what did you say just a moment ago? I think we missed, Kyle, that you assume his family.
Yeah, maybe his family has. Yeah, again, huge
Has money.
leaps. Don't know. Maybe his family has money. Maybe she sees you as like, this could be my best shot. I gotta get on board with this one until before the eggs go bad over here.
I
Maybe
think
she's
he
pretty
might
fat.
be.
She knows it.
He might be Like the fact that he's just concerned about it at a young age. Like obviously he's 18, he doesn't have a large scope of relationships to look back on for comparison. But she might, or rather you, in writing this, you like her enough that you're afraid you'll lose her because she'll drop you if you decide you fear she might drop you if you decide to move in with someone else. But if that is your fear and you're making decisions on a living partner based out of fear of being dropped, that is a terrible, terrible thing to do.
Yeah.
If you say no, I'm not comfortable with that. I'm a teenager. We're both teenagers, and she wants to break up, then that is a blessing in disguise. You should be happy
you're
for having
18.
discovered that snake in the grass before.
Right? You're 18. Like, come on, man. You got your life ahead of you. You shouldn't, with the first one, say, I'm gonna lock